Hello. Some people in our community once again have received an email opposing the sport and recreation facility, which I see is causing some confusion, which I need to help clarify. As a result of this email, which was sent by a community resident association, I've had people writing to me complaining that council will commence construction of the sport and recreation facility before a development application is approved. This is false. Council needs to abide by the same rules as everyone else. That's why, in regards to the development application for the sport and recreation facility, council needs to go to an external panel called the Sydney North Planning Panel to seek approval for that development application. And at this stage, that's expected to take place in May. Be very clear as well, even if council then gets granted a development application, council needs to go through the same process like everyone else to get what is called a construction certificate. And construction cannot commence until that construction certificate is issued. So council needs to follow the same process as everyone else. Let's be very clear here what council resolved to do on last Thursday, and it was based on my casting vote, is council will start the tender process. And the people who are behind this email were present at that council meeting, and they saw what amendments council made to that motion. And one of the key things there was that it resolved that council would only proceed with demolition, so what we're calling stage 1 works, demolition of the car park, golf clubhouse and the tennis courts, once we also know the prices for stage 2, which is the construction of the actual sport and recreation facility. So this way we don't have the risk that council may start demolition and then find out it's too expensive to build this project. Let's be clear, council already has a 12.5% contingency in the budget of $75 million. There's a further 5% assumption on escalation of costs from August of last year till June of this year, and council has spec'd out a high level quality of finish in the building. So there's a lot of wriggle room in the budget, which is why I'm comfortable with proceeding with this project. So I think that's very, very clear to make. Council will not commence construction on this project until it's been granted a development application from the Sydney North Planning Panel and a construction certificate has been issued. Then it can start this project. And there's safe measures that were put in place by councillors that council won't even start demolition until we know what the final build cost will be as per the tender process for stage 2. There's a particular statement here that I have particular issue with in this email. It's saying that the only thing known with certainty is that under any scenario, the facility will not be able to service the approx 1.27 million debt repayment for each of the first 10 years of operation. This is correct, but this has been referenced so many times going back to the August council meeting last year that the debt for this facility will be paid by the rent that is received at the canopy. That has been clearly articulated in council's reports and the resolutions council have adopted. So as far as I'm concerned, that is misleading to be spreading that information when it is in writing that council will repay this debt using income from the canopy. And it's also mentioned as well that there are some concerns around a potential right-hand turn lane dedicated as you drive from the city towards Lane Cove into the facility. Again, this has been discussed previously at council meetings, that effectively where River Road goes from 1 lane to 2 lanes, well, that's not a bottleneck, that's a reverse. That's 1 lane moving to 2. It is true that what is proposed for the traffic lights on River Road to enter the facility is that that demerge will happen a little bit further up the road. So I don't see how going from 1 lane to 2 lanes creates a bottleneck. It's quite the opposite. So once again, I'm sorry that I'm having to help to clarify some information, but that's what I am here for. I stand by the decision that I made to use a casting vote to progress this centre because I believe most answers I've been able to help to answer. And if you are interested, I'm holding a special Zoom on Monday, 3rd of April, just to answer any questions about the Sport and Rec Centre. There's a lot of information out there. I've been through it all, happy to answer those questions. So I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you.